Get snowed in for Christmas. It's our Sinclair, episode 79. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Sinclair. I'm John.
And I'm Aaron.
And today, Aaron, we're going to be talking about snowed under.
Oh, yeah, we are getting snowed. Look at that boat.
It's
Snow.
really coming down out there, man. Luckily, we're warmly ensconced in your cabin that you've got right behind your house.
It's nice. We've got open flames everywhere.
We've got the wood-burning stove.
Man, it's going to be great. Except for you can't stay here tonight.
Well,
you're going to
I'm
head
gonna
down
have
the snow.
to, yeah. So, Aaron, do you remember the last time that you really got snowed under?
Gosh, it's been a long time. When I was a kid, listen, the blizzard of 77 or 78, I can't remember which, it's epic. And I remember going out in my front yard and the snow was way over my head. It was cool, you know, and we would get snow drifts that would cover the front of the house, that kind of stuff. So those, and of course you're smaller, so it seems like the snow is huge, but it was big.
Right.
And then as the years have rolled on, that we have gotten less snow. And in the past, say, 10 to 15 years, since I've been back in West Virginia, we have gotten very little snow. Probably maybe once every couple years, we get a pretty good snow, and maybe once every year we get a decent snow, but that's it. I mean, we used to get a lot more snow, I think. It seems like it anyway.
I remember when I was in 7th grade, which would have been 93, 94, something like that. It was the only time I can ever remember that we got out of school. The snow hadn't even started yet, but they knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And they were like, leave. And so we all left. And that was the year we got so much snow that I could actually jump off of my parents' porch, which there's probably like, I don't know, about a 4-foot gap on the side where it goes to the ground. And I would practice my wrestling moves just by going into the snow because the snow was so deep.
Like a Superfly leap or something?
Right. You could go, full on and just land and you just go down to the snow. It's a weird sensation to have no fear like that.
Yeah, now, the fact that we don't get that much snow, does it bother you?
Yeah, it does. I like it. I mean, I don't want that kind of a snow every year. But every 5 years, if we could plan for it, it's coming. I think it's good for kids. It's good because it gives them memories of something like that.
Yeah, I will give you that. And I love snow on Christmas or Christmas Eve, but then I want all snow to go away.
When the snow interacts with the road, it's bad times.
It's bad times, and I got to drive a lot, too. Yeah. So it's no good. And really heavy rain is just as bad.
We don't live in a neighborhood that has, we live outside the city limits, so we don't get plowed.
Yeah.
So it's a fight to get out of the old neighborhood when it snows really bad. So.
I will tell you that your road in particular is not one I used to like to tackle.
Even in the best of times, that road is not good.
Boatless at the top of what we used to call Dead Man's Turn. There's a million of those, but yours has lived up to the name. It's an S turn. Yeah. That's horrible. So in the snow, I remember delivering pizza out there. No good.
Yeah. Now, when you were delivering pizza, did you ever go out in the snow, or did you just not go in?
I had to go out in everything.
Really?
Nothing's changed. Just like today. Like, even with my current job, snow, sleet, we got to go. It doesn't matter how bad it is. That's why you give yourself plenty of leeway. And then if you have to change days or whatever you can with pizza's a thankless job. It really is.
I was going to say, because you weren't driving a 4-wheel drive vehicle when you were
No. Yeah. No. It was tough. I went in the ditch. I hit a mailbox. Slid into one. It's funny, roads are kept better than they used to be, too. They were used to not be kept very well at all. But I think they've gotten better at that. But they've had years and years to stockpile stuff. Yeah. So they don't have to worry about it so much now.
Yeah. It's always weird to me. Eve's first snow was when when she came here. And we were up in Boston. So we did it right when it comes to the snow. And the first time it snowed, she loved it, and then every other time since then, she's been like, "All right, I'm over this."
Yeah, I guess they don't get too much snow out in her native land.
She's never been colder than 68 degrees.
That's my kind of land. That's my kind of land. I may have to move out there. That sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So anyway, we gather this evening on a very special episode of our Sinclair to talk about a little game we like to call Snowed Under.
Yes.
So, Aaron, Snowed Under is a recent release that is being put forth by a coder from Kazakhstan. Aaron. This comes to us from the land where apples come from.
Really?
Kazakhstan.
Really?
Yeah, that's where apples originate.
I had no idea.
And
that's a good one.
And it comes to us from Happy Coding ZX. He is a Spectrum developer of note. He's brought to us a few titles, Asteroids, DX. He did a Jetpack remake.
Yes.
Quite good. And he even put us into a Tick Attack, Aaron. He put likenesses of both you and I into that game.
Yeah, that was a beauty. I love that.
He's a good friend of the show, and this is a special game because, Aaron, this game is not for commercial gain. Most people that program for the ZX Spectrum, they're in it for the money.
Right.
They want the cold, hard cash. It's like developing for the CoCo. You want in for the money. Well, in this case...
Do you think that's what is going on in CoCo? It's not that bad.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
They give away all their stuff.
No, man. They're in it for one reason only.
You're out of your mind.
This is a game that is being developed for a charitable foundation. And the charitable foundation is called Crisis. And
yes.
Crisis is a UK-based charity that is trying their best to end homelessness. And if there's one thing that you don't want to be when the weather gets cold, it's homeless.
No.
Yeah. And so this is a... now, let's talk a little bit about Snowed Under, Aaron. So, Aaron, I've talked for a while now. Why don't you give us your impressions of what this game is all about?
This is actually a very clever game, and it's funny because me and the Brett talked about this. This features an advent calendar run amok. Santa, in this version of the story, Santa's evil brother is Krampus.
Now, let's stop right there.
Okay, I knew it. Okay. I knew I wouldn't get past the opening here.
Because as we were talking, we just recorded Amigos, and I told you I don't know much about the Big K.
Yeah.
Is that canonical? Are Santa and Krampus related?
Think that. Well, listen, who knows the truth? In some ways it makes perfect sense because he's the anti-Santa. He beats children, takes them away in his sack. Not good.
I want to believe they're brothers.
Do you want to believe that Krampus is real? Because you'd be in the sack, brother.
You think
Not
so?
in a good way, yeah. He'd be hitting you with twigs and whacking you, and you'd be in the sack heading down to Krampus land.
So for those of our listeners, because I'm sure there are people that are just like me that aren't familiar with the Krampus story. Yeah. Give us the Reader's Digest.
Well, I mean, I'm not like an expert on Krampus.
You go to see Krampus every year.
That's true. I do visit him every year in his lair. But he is basically he's an ancient character. It's not like he just surfaced. But
is he a deity?
No. Well, would you worship him? He's a big freak. He's just this guy, like a demon or something. Okay. But he's like the anti-Father Christmas. I'm not even. It's funny. I'm not sure how. I think the links between Krampus and Christmas may be tenuous. I'm not even sure.
They sound similar. Krampus, Christmas.
No, it doesn't.
Krampus, Christmas.
But he doesn't like the kids. He grabs them, puts them in the old sack. He had a movie a couple years ago. Did you ever see the Krampus movie?
No. What was it called?
Oh yeah, Krampus.
That's a good name.
Yeah, and he was sort of menacing some people that were in this town. And by menacing, I mean fiercely killing them, violently killing them.
There was no putting in the sack. He didn't beat around the bush.
No, he did take some kids in the sack, but he menaced the parents pretty good.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if he actually kills people. But in this game, he's actually Santa's brother. Now, that would get weird.
Well,
think about that for a minute.
It's a Cain and Abel situation.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you had the one kid, he was the golden child. Then you had Krampus.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a face only a mother could love. It's a face not even a mother could love.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of feel bad because if you're born like that, like this is what happened to the Brent. Okay, my brother, the Brent. Like, I was born beautiful baby, right? Gorgeous.
Right.
Brent, a hideous freak of nature.
Yeah.
No one could love him.
And so it continued.
And so we're a little bit like Krampus and Santa Claus. I'm the Santa character. I give good tidings, and then Brent gives bad tidings.
Now, can Krampus speak?
Don't know. The one I visit, he in a series of grunts. He's like, stuff like that.
Sort of animalistic.
It's funny though, when Luke said goodbye to him, he goes, so that was sort of like speaking.
Maybe a speech impediment.
Well, it could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he was sucking on candy cane,
a
dirty candy cane.
You never know.
No, he doesn't. He hates. He kills kids.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does.
What if he just puts them in the sack just for fun? And then he lets them back out of the sack.
No, he doesn't do that, though. You're making up your own rules for Krampus. That's not the way it works. You don't get to make them up. Anyways.
I still believe in, like, the redemption of Krampus.
That sounds like something you could write. Like, that sounds like a 3-part opera. You get to work on that boat. Anyway, in this game, Krampus is a jerk, okay? And he takes your character and basically sucks him into this advent calendar. It's an evil one. It's a 25-day Christmas nightmare, I believe is the way it's worded on the website.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
It seems to me that the advent calendar is another thing that has just kind of come into being here lately, at least in terms of, like, you see it everywhere.
They've been around for a long time.
There's liquor advent calendars. There's Lego advent calendars. Yeah.
Holy smokes. Yeah. Give me one of them.
Did you ever have an advent calendar?
I did. I did have an advent calendar.
See, in my family, I mean, we're sort of a religious bunch, and we didn't have an advent calendar.
Is it not religious to have one? Or?
No. I mean, Advent is like the season.
You were saying it was like evil.
No. Like, we should have had one, but I never had. And you feel kind of bad. I wish I did.
They're pretty cool.
You get a little bit every day.
Well, the ones I used to have, they didn't give a gift. The one they were just, you open a little door and there was a picture in there, and then you'd be like,
Yeah, which is a gift in itself.
That's not that good. I didn't think.
How
it was
about the Lukester? Did he ever have a rad advent calendar?
He did. He did have one. Getting back to the Brent, if you'll recall, me and Brent sort of briefly touched this last week. Probably the most hated thing ever released on our channel was his story about the advent calendar.
Yeah,
much maligned and repulsive of thing he put together. He put a lot of work into that, though, and this is something he'd written. You know the backstory on that, don't you? His advent calendar.
It was to do with some other contest that went on, right? It was like YouTube comments.
No, it was some kind of. He was a member of some kind of community where they all did this advent calendar. I almost said avant-garde, but that was what it was.
Yeah.
It is advent calendar story.
It's very David Lynch-esque.
It was. That's no good.
Yeah.
But I mean, I watched the whole thing. I'm that guy, and he put a lot of work into that. I probably should re-release it. He did. He did. But so when I think,
if you re-release it and make a steelbook edition of it, people will buy it.
When I think evil advent calendar, it's the first thing that pops into my head. But Happy here, he thought to himself, listen, 25 days to get yourself back, to get out of this Christmas nightmare, and that's what you do in this game. And your character, his goal is to go through all 25 days, get to Christmas in this advent calendar. Now, right away, you're confronted with really nice music. You have a very lovely opening screen.
Mm-hmm. This is a 128K.
This is a 128K. Gotta have the 128 because otherwise you got to have. It's got the good music. Right. You got to have it. Plus, it's nice. So once you fire it up, you start on day one. You work your way up through, and the goal of this game is to go through these levels and grab the little flashing stars. And once you get all the little stars, a gift will appear on the screen. That's your goodie. Mm-hmm. And then, because it's an advent calendar, you get a goodie in this one. It's a good version. And then you get your goodie, and you're off to the next level. Right. Seems simple, right? Well, it's not, because at every level there's stuff coming at you. There's snowman. There's snowflakes. There's also like Grinches I saw on a level, and that come after you. And so you've got to get away. Now you do have one defense, which is you can fire off a snowball. Okay. The snowball is one of those, like, you know how Mr. Do's ball, it kind of do what you want. Mm-hmm. The snowball is not bouncy, but it flies in like this arc. Mm. So you're not just pelting suckers with snow.
Is it kind of like the donuts and Donut Dilemma?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like, you mean the dough? The dough.
Yeah, the dough, sorry.
It's sort of like that. To be honest with you, I didn't use the firing of that very often when I played. So I was mostly just running around. These are single screen levels that you jump up to get basically you collect all the stuff, get the gift, and you're off the level. Right. It's the classic concept, and you love games like this. These single screen platformers. Yeah. This is right up your alley, Bode.
It's funny. I'll tell you what this game does for me. Okay. Yeah. It's immediately apparent what you have to do. And I love that, okay? Because with a game like this, you want to get into the action, okay? Yeah. It's got great music, okay? It's bumping music.
It is really. It has several different tunes in here, Christmas tunes.
Right. And here's the best thing about this game. It moves quick. It moves fast. It moves just as fast as an arcade game. Does this look like an arcade game? No. But it moves quick.
It looks good, though.
It does not chug along, okay? And that's what I like. The enemies and stuff, everything's moving in sort of a set pattern. Part of the game is you're figuring out the enemy patterns, and you're being able to collect the stars so you can get the gift. But what I like about it is that it was super easy to jump into, and I just like the way it controlled really well. Now, I didn't realize there was a projectile, so I didn't even bother with throwing the snowball.
Oh yeah, you got to have that. You can just backtrack in a minute. It lets you redefine keys, always a good thing. Mm-hmm. And once you get going in the game, you'll notice that the levels aren't just like the levels you go through. There's some surfaces that are icy, Some of them are snowy, and the snow kind of falls away. There's plenty of areas where the snow will have fallen away, but you need to get back up there to get something. You have to kind of wait for it to come back,
Right.
which is cool. You also, here's the thing I think sets it apart. I mean, listen, it looks good, it sounds good, it plays good. That's all there. But it's also got one thing that I really like in a game like this that makes it more fun for me, and that's a life bar. And it's very clever because what they've done here is they've made a life bar out of like a thermometer.
Mm-hmm.
And so you start off in the red, and then it goes down to yellow, and eventually it goes down into the light green, and you're dead when it hits the bottom, the blue. You're froze to death basically.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good hearty life bar, and then when you finish the level, you get whatever is left in the life bar as a bonus.
That's great. That's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. Now, you might be asking yourself, where can I buy this game?
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to pull it up. I know that Chronosoft is the name of the outfit that is publishing it. It is available on both cassette and digital release. You can download the tap file, or you can get the cassette. And when you order the cassette, you get the tap file in an email as well.
Yeah.
So you get both. You're set no matter what. Now, Chronosoft is worth talking about because they only publish not-for-profit software.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So nobody's in it for the money in Chronosoft. They just want to get new, high-quality software out there. They publish games for all the Sinclair systems, plus all the Commodore. They've even got stuff for the Jupiter Ace, Aaron.
They've got stuff kidding for the Jupiter me. Ace Holy smokes! I gotta look at that.
So anyway, if you go over to the Chronosoft site, it's chronosoft.fwscart.com. Will take you directly there. You can see that this thing is being released on it's the 30th of December.
Yeah, so, that's the cartridge version.
Yeah, that's the cartridge version. Of course, you can get
or cassette.
Yeah, you can get the tap file now.
Yeah.
All of the profits, which is at the very least £4.20 for each copy, will be donated to the charity Crisis. Again, they are out to end homelessness in the UK. And it's just as easy as that. This thing is, you can get the cassette version. It is £9.99. So, of course, they've got to spend some money on the production of the cassette itself.
There you go. The tape is already shipping.
Oh, thank you. So we got Happy Coding ZX in the chat with us right now. And he says that the physical tape is already out. So you can put in your order right now, and it will arrive to you shortly.
Yeah.
When it comes to Spectrum games, Aaron, if I had talent like Happy Coding ZX has, and I could knock games like this out,
yeah,
I would not be selling them for charity.
Well, yes, you would, because you're a charitable guy, bud.
No, man, I'd be looking to make some money on this, because you know how many games we've bought with real cash money that went to the developer that were not as good as this?
Yeah.
Like 90% of them.
I will say this. And listen, Happy's a good friend of ours, all right? I talk to him all the time. He sends me some stuff to check out. And this is also for charity, all right? Mm-hmm. But all that said, I would not sit here and talk about this game in a positive way if I didn't like it. And I'm telling you right now, you guys know I'm a straight shooter, boat. You know me. Mm-hmm. You know Chris time. This is a great game.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Looks good. Very little to no color clash in it either. It's a good, solid, well put together title. Throw a couple bucks to charity, get you a goodie. Great to play at Christmas time. Mm-hmm. I really, really enjoyed this one.
You and I are both lucky enough to have a little time off after the holidays.
Correct.
And I'm sure that a great portion of our listeners are also in a position where they're going to have a little bit of time away from work, by the fireside, looking to play a fun game. Listen, if you're a fan of the ZX Spectrum, this is the game that you want to get. Go ahead and get yourself a copy of this. Cozy up to the fire. Plug in that interface 2 to your 48K. Never mind, it doesn't work on 48K. Plug in your joystick to your Plus 2 or your 128K Spectrum, and go to town. Have some fun playing Snowed Under, and know in your heart that you've done some good for somebody out there in need.
Very good, Bud. I love it, and we want to thank Happy Coding for shooting us over and getting us involved, because we like to be a part of this sort of thing when the charity's involved, and also just letting us play a fun game.
Yeah, now there's some late breaking news, Aaron. Happy Coding says they're hoping to re-release next year with 25 new levels, and they're going to be consulting us to design.
Oh
level,
man!
Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Listen, you can finally get back at the Brent when he throws that credit, and you say, listen, I'm a game designer too, man.
Hey, listen, I'm already being featured in a game as we speak.
That's right. That's right. You're
So
all
I love
over
it.
the place.
I do, man. I love it. I like to have my fingers in the pies. Thank you, Happy. It should be fun. Give a little bit to charity and take it to the house. Get you a tape. And by the way, the cassettes look good. I've seen the covers. Very nice. The art's very good in these, by the way. It's outstanding.
So we hope you've enjoyed this special episode of our Sinclair. We will be coming at you again live sometime between Christmas and New Year's with our next episode, which is going to be Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Oh, perfect for holidays.
Yeah.
Relax.
That's right.
Relax in the holidays with Frankie, Bo.
That's right. And of course, take lots of pills.
No, don't say that.
I mean, don't do that. So, we will see you if you want to watch that live, twitch.tv/Amigos Retro Gaming. You can be notified when we record, and that show will debut on the podcast feed in January. So,
one more thing.
Yes, sir.
We're going to pitch it. This is the last time we get a chance to pitch it. If you're watching this now, let's say you're back at the pad. It's New Year's Eve, boat. What, you're sitting there watching the ball like a geek? No. You come over to our channel, brother. That's where it goes down. It's the Amigos New Year's Eve Spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be running from around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until not only the ball drops, but the last party goer drops and the film shuts off. We're going to be streaming on our Twitch stream, both?
Twitch.tv/Amigos Retro Gaming.
Yeah, catch us on Twitch. This will never be released on YouTube ever.
Yes.
This is strictly a Twitch joint.
You know, lots of people, especially the ladies, they say, listen, we know that TSL Matt is an eligible bachelor.
He's in the
there.
chat right now.
Gosh. They say, we want to see what's his pad look like. And you're going to get to see it. You're going to live the dream.
Remember Larry from the old Three's Company show?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's
right.
exactly the same.
That's right.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait, Bo. We got all kinds of special guests coming in from out of town.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a monster bash.
Yes.
So please join us for some good singing and some bad singing. Mostly bad.
All right, guys. Thanks as always for watching. We will see you next time. Until then, rewind tape
and press play.